Let me show you something. On Saturday, I said that we need to kill the cancer in our country, and our cancer that we have, and it's happening on both sides of the aisle, is corruption. It's killing us. America is an idea. That's all we are, in an idea. And if the idea is to get rich, if the idea is to control people, you kill the republic. And that's what's happening. Show the blue screen, please. Here are the power centers of corruption. First, we start down at New Orleans. They're in the same building. ACORN and SEIU. Who's around the president all the time? ACORN and SEIU. Let me just ask you this one. I know I'm going out on a limb here, but look at the two guys. They're two brothers, they're twins. They should be villains in a James Bond movie. Look at them. Is it just me? Okay, next, let's go to Chicago. What could possibly ever be corrupt in Chicago? Oh, Blagojevich. By the way, did you hear about the guy who was going to testify against him who mysteriously died of an aspirin overdose? Oh, how many people do you know dying of an aspirin overdose? Anyway, we also have, we've got William Ayers here, the Weather Underground guy. We have Jeremiah Wright there, of course, at the blackboard. Boy, let's make fun of people who go at the blackboard. There's Barack Obama. Chicago, the heart of corruption. You know that and I know that. Let's go to the next place where there's corruption everywhere. In fact, this one's so corrupt, you have the Apollo Alliance. The guy who is the head of the Apollo Alliance, remember, the people that wrote the stimulus bill, the chair of the Apollo Alliance in New York, that is constantly with the governor of New York, is Jeff Jones, the other founder of the Weather Underground. Gee, you'd think somebody, maybe the New York Times would like to do a story on that. I won't wait, we'd be here for a year. Okay, who else? Bernie Madoff. They're talking to you today. The president's coming out saying, you know what, we need to just totally redo the financial system. With what? With the unions in charge? The guy, are you kidding me? The unions, they're going to clean up corruption. We have Bernie Madoff. We have a guy who's writing our tax codes in New York. He can't even pay his own taxes. No, there's no corruption in New York. And now it's all starting to go to one place. But let me start on the other side of the country, before we go to Washington. Let me show you over here. San Francisco. Democrats, let me ask you, really. Is that who you are? Are you a self-avowed communist radical? That's who he is. Stop with he called the Republicans a naughty name. I've done that. Stop with that. A self-avowed communist radical started Storm, a radical group. Can anybody do a story on that? No, that's crazy. And Nancy Pelosi, really? Okay. Now, they're concentrating all their power. Where are they doing it? Bring me to Washington, D.C., please. And here's why they're doing it. All the special interests, the handouts, the stimulus, the health care, the cap-and-trade bills, they're not there to build a better nation. That's not there to do anything except this. Make these special interests, go ahead and start, make these special interests stronger in Chicago and New Orleans and New York. And here's what's going to happen. As more and more money floods out into the system, this corrupt organization gets stronger and stronger and stronger until it's gone. It's gone. Do you know who gave money to ACORN? The teachers union. The NEA is giving, what is it, $1.5 million to ACORN? You got to be kidding me. ACORN, the people who are sitting there and saying, yeah, don't worry about those 13-year-olds that are being used as hookers. It's corrupt. They're going to build the framework of these corrupt organizations to fundamentally transform America. And if we allow any of these bills to go through, an already enormous problem in our country is going to spread like a disease. We need to kill the corruption before we do anything else. What we need to do is quarantine Washington, D.C. Nothing goes in, nothing comes out. Nothing. Until we clean up the infection. You start by rejecting every single bill. Look, you may want health care. You can't do it while SEIU is at the table. You can't do it while community organizations like ACORN are at the table. And believe me, these are shell game operators. They're going to shut down ACORN. They'll just move it someplace else. You got to end it. Republicans, you police your own people. Democrats, I feel like I'm a dad sitting here with my two kids. Don't tell me what she's doing. You mind your own business. You mind your own business. You both have problems. That's what you need to do. Then, the other thing that we need to do, you start rejecting those in the mainstream media who refuse to bring you the truth. You keep score. Spread the word. Reports. Let's bring up some of the reports. Reports on Van Jones, from appointment to resignation. Look at this. Fox had 51 reports on this guy. CNN was next with 9. MSNBC, 2. ABC, 1. CBS, 2. NBC, 1. The New York Times, 1. Washington Post, 4. How about the Wall Street Journal? 1. Take it off. Let's try this. The ACORN corruption. This is your money. Okay? Fox has had 133 reports on it. CNN, 90. MSNBC, 10. How's that possible? Hey, ABC, how's it working out for you with 2? CBS, 1. NBC, 2. Is there a bigger story on corruption and use of your dollars having people given to 13-year-old hookers? New York Times, 17. Washington Post, 10. Wall Street Journal, 5. You keep questioning with boldness. You ask the questions they're supposed to be asking. You hold to the truth and then you speak without fear. You do what you did this weekend. You hold their feet to the fire. Now, let me talk directly to those in Washington, D.C. I know you watch this program. This country is one of the greatest countries. No, it is the greatest country on the planet. We have our problems. You got it. We do. Can we be better? You bet. I was reading Thomas Jefferson last week, and it came to me. Our country was founded by 56 men. 56. They were decent people. They changed the world. All we need is 56 men today, 56 men, women, who are willing to put country over self, put the republic over their party, free our government from the rabid corruption and special interest, and protect and defend the republic, the Constitution of the United States. And remember when you held your hand up, I swear I'm going to help, protect and defend? You may have gone to Washington with good intentions, and now maybe you're sitting there and you're like, how is it? I went as Mr. Smith goes to Washington, and now I find myself in North by Northwest, and you're in an impossible situation. You may even think that there is no way out. Look, if you're part of corruption, I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to pay a penalty. If you've dishonored yourself with your family, you're going to pay a penalty. But look at these pictures again. Look at these. These are Republicans and Democrats. Some of them want health care, some don't. Some are pro-life, some are pro-choice. They don't agree on every single issue except one. They want their republic back. They want the corruption and the political games out of the way. They want elected and appointed officials to pay taxes just like they do. They want those people to be held to the same standards as they are if they fail to pay. They don't care about special interests, and they have real power. Real power. Those people aren't trying to take your power. Those are the people with the power. But it's not just now let me tell you something. Those people can either be for you or against you. Those people will stand behind you, no matter what party you're in, if you help save the republic from the disease of corruption. We can talk about health care all you want, but not when there aren't honest brokers at the table. There are tough times ahead. There are tough times ahead. But I know there are people right now in Washington, D.C. that are afraid. You know what? I'm afraid. I become more and more afraid every day I'm on television. Because I know what I'm dealing with. I know who I'm dealing with. There are billions and billions of dollars at stake. I get it. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do the right thing. If you're going to be part of the problem, those people are going to hold you accountable. Be part of the solution. One thing about America, we love a good redemption story. If you come clean, I can't promise it'll be easy. There are going to be some rough days ahead, but you'll come out and you start working for the refounding of America, you're going to have an army behind you. Don't be on the wrong side of history. We've taken a side, and that's for the rule of law and for the republic, for the Constitution. In Washington, you have to ask yourself, what side are you on? Now listen, you be a watchdog. You go to the website, glennbeck.com. You just look for the little watchdog. It'll give you all the instructions there. And if you want to expose corruption, I'm going to show you how you can do it to protect your identity and protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Next.